What is going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to be talking a little MMA and a little boxing. Start off with the UFC card. This card got a lot of hate, just because big names aren't on it. We've talked about this, how cards can't be amazing every week, but what did you guys think about this card overall?
I think this card definitely delivered for what it was. Didn't have the highest expectations, but like a lot of the fights exceeded my expectations. A lot of the fighters exceeded my expectations. So like namely Mackenzie Dern, but we'll get to her at the end, you know what I mean?
Yeah, we'll talk to her. We'll talk to her at the end of the show. But where do you guys want to start? But I agree, yeah, this wasn't a terrible card. Like we had some nice performances.
A lot of these fights delivered. We can go to the prelims a little bit.
Yeah, where
Yeah, we can start with the Carolina fight. Yeah, fuck the TV. Okay, yeah, we can
yeah,
start with the
yeah.
Carolina fight.
Okay.
Latifi Valdez.
Barely though, man. That was some iffy shit going on. But yeah,
Use takedowns.
hey man, what else does he do?
Nothing, clearly.
Yeah, exactly. I lay and pray if I've ever seen it. But yeah, Carolina, really impressed with her striking, man. She looked really crisp. Um, yeah, I feel like she's really put it together in her last couple fights. There was a moment, I think she was like on a skid, like prior to this little streak she's on now.
Mhm.
Like she's found herself, found her confidence again, and yeah, she was in a form that I haven't quite seen since she lost to Joanna the first time, honestly. Like I felt like Joanna might have took her soul a little bit, but like actually when she's on and she's technical and believes in her hands, believes in her striking and like stays disciplined, she could be a really good fighter. So I was really impressed with her win. Thoroughly outstruck Demopoulos. And then when things started to get into the grappling a little bit, like the little like exchanges that they did have, because Demopoulos was getting beat up on the feet, she handled it really well. So I was really impressed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Carolina has. What's up?
No, you go ahead.
No, I was just gonna say, like Carolina, at least back then, she had really underrated power, especially like because she's so tiny, but she could thump.
I disagree with that
Yeah,
statement.
I don't know about that one, Ed. I feel like she always had pillow hands to me. I literally dark. I was like, we know that like I took her by decision or submission because I'm like, we know for a fact she's not gonna knock anybody out, and like I don't
Yeah,
think she did
Maybe
anything to change my mind on that.
I don't know. Before the first Joanna shot, I feel like she was TKOing girls.
But were they cans?
Probably, I don't remember.
yeah.
uh,
Probably way better now.
What's up, Clark? You're kind of cutting
But
out.
yeah, I was impressed by Carolina. I was also impressed by Demopoulos. She took a punch in her though, I will say. And she kept firing, so it was actually a pretty good fight. I thought this might be a
definitely had a lot
stinker,
of
so
heart.
exceeded
Definitely
my
had a lot of heart.
expectations for sure.
All right, let's move on to the feature prelim.
Borishev, bum bum bum. Yeah, he did
Yeah,
for sure. Shout out to Mahashate. Does he not have a last name? Or is that does he only have one name? Like goddamn.
I think so.
That's kind of wild, but hey, he's like 23, I believe. He'll be back. Um, yeah, I don't know why he was in there for with someone as experienced as Borishev. It kind of showed a little bit. But I mean, I guess learning experience from. But yeah, Borchev's striking looked crisp all night, and then like he didn't tend to gas out like how sometimes he does. He seemed like he was carrying his cardio and probably would have been able to go for like all three, but didn't need to, man. Did not need to. Did not leave it to the judges, man. So good win for him. I don't know how much stake I put in Mashate just because he's so young. So like need to see Borchef beat someone a little better or more experienced before I'm really start to like think about him, talk about him more. But this was definitely a good start for him.
Yeah, Borshev looked good. He was cracking him a lot. What did he knock him down three times? About
Something
I
like
think it
that.
was something like that. It looked crisp. He's originally a kickboxer, correct?
I
If
believe
I'm not
so.
mistaken.
I believe
Yeah,
so.
so pretty experienced on the feet. Miles shot they definitely can crack a little bit, but defensively needs to work on that.
I mean, he's young.
But
He's got time, but
is
you
yeah,
can't be getting that chin beat up. You cannot be getting that chin beat up like this. I can't lie.
his shin's getting beat up early.
I that he might be on a Cody Garbrandt trajectory, but like with less success. You know what I mean?
God.
Yeah.
Just
Not
the chin
Cody.
deteriorating by like 26.
Hey, Garbrandt made his comeback against Trevin Jones.
Hey Cody, I love you, man. If you see this shit,
Yeah, come back.
definitely one of my favorite fighters, but you got to get it together, buddy.
This one was sick.
Move on to the main card. Yeah, this was actually despicable what happened to Michael Johnson. Like, we've seen him obviously beat plenty of times. I think it wasn't a Josh Emmett who also flatlined him.
I don't know.
I don't remember that,
Oh,
but
what?
I believe it.
But yeah, it was very reminiscent of that, dude. Michael Johnson got sent to the shadow realm.
Oh my gosh, I heard him snoring on the broadcast. I was like,
I mean, they're in the Apex. They're gonna hear everything, bro.
he was like this, like fist up to his chin to defend. He was sleeping like.
Dude, like with his legs crossed.
Somebody pick his ass up. Somebody pick his ass up. Like damn. But yeah, I mean, I feel like Johnson was doing good up until that point. I guess he
He was
probably
winning the fight.
he probably would have took the
He
decision.
was outpointing Diego.
Oh man.
But
I'll be honest, Diego Ferreira, that was a nice lucky shot there, my man. But he was getting cracked. He was getting out. Like Michael Johnson was faster, and he is fast. But like he's also kind of an old man. Let's be honest
dude,
here.
he's been in the UFC for a minute.
I do
Yeah,
believe like they said on the broadcast like fastest hands in the UFC, and while that may have been true at one point, I kind of feel like not so much anymore for Michael Johnson, but they're still like top 10 fastest hands in the UFC. So like I mean
Yeah, I guess. And like it is
just
crazy
feel
to think like he did sleep Poirier.
yeah.
almost Habib. Let's not fucking forget about that shit. He clipped
Oh,
Habib. He clipped Habib.
Oh,
he
Let's
hurt the
not
beat.
let's not forget about that before he got his arm ripped off. Like he definitely
Forgot about that.
I saw that little stumble Khabib did. I'm like, oh shit.
That's
yeah.
crazy.
All in all, good fight. Both of them are old as hell, so like we just need a UFC Legends division, man. Fuck it.
Yeah, open weight.
Like old man weight should be a fucking thing. Like I need to see old men fighting each other for titles.
What's your dream old man fight in the UFC right now? Like you be as nasty as you want.
What are we calling old? Like is John Jones old or no?
No. They have to be like clearly like past their prime.
But I mean like
What MMA old is that what you're saying?
Yeah, and they have to be like Michael Johnson. He's past his prime, but he used to be sick.
okay.
Like let's think of
I
some.
was gonna say John Jones, Brock Lesnar, like
What?
fantasy book that shit, but ah, who's still in here?
Look at these rankings.
Yeah, let me see. I just gotta think about who are all the old heads still around.
Ooh.
Trying to think. It's got to be a heavyweight fight, surely.
Yeah, probably. Good
I
heavyweight.
feel like it has to be,
Oh, this is tough.
man. Oh,
Okay, Derek Lewis versus.
oh yeah, Derek Lewis versus I don't know if Ivanov's that old, but I feel like that would be a fun, silly fight. They're so big.
Oh my gosh, yeah, no. Or like, what is his name? Parker Porter or some shit.
Yeah.
One of those big boys that like throws twice and then is huffing and puffing for 3 rounds.
Dude, Derek Lewis, he has one more chance to ascend his career.
Mhm.
All right.
Oh wait, isn't he? He got a fight booked, right?
Yeah, he's fighting on the prelims of the Dustin card. He's fighting fuck, I forgot his name.
Is it a it's a rank dude, I assume.
It's definitely a guy lower in the rankings. It was some European dude. I see.
I'll probably
Romanov?
Oh,
no.
it's not even here.
Is it Spivak? Oh no, that's his last fight.
Right, this is his last fight.
Let's see.
Dude, he's on a 3-fight skid. Damn, bro.
Rough.
I mean, but I mean, besides Spivak, like
Oh, yeah.
Pavlovich and Bam Bam Tuivasa are some savages. So, like, I don't blame him.
No.
He
I
beat
can't believe he lost to Spivak like that. I could not believe it, dude. I was so sick.
I wasn't surprised. I thought if he got taken down like that, he was just gonna lose that
That was
fight.
despicable.
He just got taken down right away. He's facing Rodrigo or
De Lima.
Lima. Yeah. Is it
It could go bad for him. It could go bad for him again.
it could, but I feel like
I can
Dern
see
honestly should win that fight.
I'm gonna bet on him because I fuck with him, but I could see it going either way.
Yeah. Didn't Lima like just fight? He just fought
Yeah, I feel like he fought like a
last
couple months ago.
UFC, like the last UFC I swear he was on it. Yeah. Okay.
But yeah,
This
let's
is a
move
good
on to
fight.
this fucking fight. What can we say, man? Joaquin Buckley coming down to welterweight. First of all, let me just say, like, probably a good move for him. He talked about in his post-fight interview, how he used to just like eat Wendy's and McDonald's and shit, just eat whatever he wanted because like he didn't have to weight cut a lot for middleweight. And I mean, like, there's some big boys up there, and like while he was in almost every fight that he like got sent to the shadow realm, he still was getting sent to the shadow realm, and that's not good for any fighter's chin. So I feel like he could probably, as long as he stays with disciplined weight cuts, eat more shots at welterweight, and as long as he's in there, he has the kind of explosive power to win any fight, like on some comeback shit. So I feel like the move will be good for him, and especially just because like he should be able to like as he rounds out his wrestling, use that more against welterweights than middleweights for sure. Got to be more of a tool, but. Yeah, I was impressed with this win. It wasn't the cleanest, like he tagged, but like, Filejo is like not terrible, so you can't expect him to have a flawless victory.
Yeah, I thought Buckley looked pretty good in the first round. He was throwing a lot of kicks. He looked fast, very fast at welterweight. He also was definitely taking punches better because he definitely got hit pretty good a few times. He might have wobbled a little bit on one of them, but
He
he
definitely did.
covered well. Um, yeah, he was just setting up the kick. Kind of a weird, the second round much closer. Kind of a weird finish. It was off the what was it, eye poke or something? Like there was an eye poke and then they just started again and he landed the kick right away.
Oh, I don't remember that. I just remember the kick sent him to the shadow realm.
Yeah, kick something.
I was
Yeah.
like, oh,
Yeah, I just watched it. Yeah. I'm
as
pretty
soon as
sure
as soon as that shit hit him, I'm like, oh,
it was a good kick. It was perfect.
Yeah.
you never know because like 50-50, sometimes fighters just eat those somehow. So like you never know if it's gonna be the one to turn it off. But I was like, ooh, that was clean up. Yeah, that's the one. Yeah, he's down. He's
Yeah,
down.
I'm excited. I like you said, I like him much more at welterweight than middleweight.
I mean, he's like 5'9", so like his frame is better suited to what anyway.
But I'm excited to see what's the future for him.
My girl Loopy alert, man. Oh man. Had Emily feeling loopy in rounds 1 and 3, I swear. Shout out Loopy, coming in here on I think 2 months notice, like quick turnaround from her last fight. Kept it rolling, man. Kept the momentum rolling.
Mhm.
Even have to rely on her wrestling like that, like really straight hands, handle business, man. Was cracking how do you say Dakota? Yeah,
Yeah.
Dakota was cracking Dakota rounds one. Like I was like, damn, I kind of thought Loopy might get the early finish, but shout out to Dakota for not quitting on herself. She was eating some shots, and definitely I felt like she could have, if she wanted out, she could have probably like taken it out at some point in that first round. And at other points throughout the fight too, but she stayed in there, end up coming back to, I believe, win the second round. On at least some of the judges' scorecards. I definitely thought that she won the second round. So like definitely came back and made it a good fight. And then Loopy, did what she did what she needed to do in round three. But considering that she was coming in on short notice and had a quick turnaround, like I was impressed.
Yeah, Luby was pretty impressive. Um, she looked very good in the first round. She looked slightly more comfortable with her striking than in the last fight. So I think she's getting better on the boxing. Kind of wish she moved her head more. I think she gets hit a lot, to be honest, in a lot of her fights. And that could definitely get tested against, some of the top 15. But, she has a long way to go. But she looked impressive for sure.
Definitely.
Yeah, let's go. Let's move on to the co-main event.
Mm.
Edmund Shabazian versus Anthony Hernandez. I think Edmund actually had a pretty good first round. He hit him with some good shots. He had some good scrambles. Used I think wrestling of his own pretty well. But over time, like it just got worse and worse and worse for Edmund.
Yeah, it's the same issue. Like he tires out in fights. I think we all understand this. But yeah, and as well, he can't stop takedowns. At least not continuous takedowns.
And Hernandez was like his pace was crazy. Like let's be fair.
Pace was crazy, but I mean, Shabazian tires out for the most part after the first round. Honestly,
I think that I think he could probably go 2 rounds, Shabazian, if it's all striking. But when
yeah.
it make him uncomfortable, you get him grinding, wrestling, like he does not embrace the damn grind. I swear. I don't know what he does in training camp. I hope that he's not with the same Ronda Rousey trainer that fraud dude. I hope he moved camps. I'm not up to date on whether he did or didn't, but like, fuck that dude. Like, literally, you got to go to a real camp and put on some real work on the damn mats, bro. Because, like, everyone's going to do this. It's the clear blueprint to beat him. Even if you're not as good of a grappler as Hernandez, you could just know, like, his cardio is probably going to break before mine does if I start wrestling in round one. So, I mean, he's got to throw that hole or he will just be Bellator very soon. Or one
I,
of, or PFL, man. They're
I
throwing.
could see it, bro. I don't know if PFL can afford him after that Francis deal. We got to talk about more about that later.
Oh,
But yeah,
yeah.
I remember Edmund used to be kind of like the prodigy of the middleweight division until he ran into Derek Brunson, and like it was just a reality check. And
Oh,
ever since then, it's just been kind of bad for him. It sucks.
Yeah.
yeah, that was bad.
See round one, so I didn't even see any of the good round that you're talking about. I came into the fight 1 minute in round two, and me and Clark had a bet going over 1.5 rounds for this fight. So I was terrified, like he was about to get finished on the ground already, and I was like, oh Shabazian, what are you doing? What are you doing? But I mean, shout out to him. I will give what little credit I will give him. I will give him this. Like he wasn't quitting on himself early. He was actually um scrambling really well. And for how tired he wasn't accepting bad positions. So like he was like Hernandez would get a mount and he would like sneak back to like a half guard or like he would just like do good things with his legs to stay in like non-fight finishing positions. So I was giving him credit because I was really needing him to stay to be chill and be disciplined, and he pulled through to a certain extent. But come round three, he really just had nothing left, I would say.
Yeah, and shout out to Hernandez. I think he had a really good performance, the performance he needed. And I hear a lot of people. I'm like people talking about him more than ever, which is really good. I think maybe they should try to build him up a little.
What do you think? What do you think Hernandez's ceiling is? Like, who do you think stop? Where in the rankings do you think before like someone would stop him type shit?
Let's pull up the ranks.
Yeah, let's look at it. Middleweight rankings.
Wait, are they stinky still?
Him versus Gaslam, yo, that's a fun fight.
He would beat. I think he'd beat
Chris
Chris Curtis.
Curtis. Chris
Uh,
Curtis. Chris Curtis.
I think he could beat Chris Curtis.
You don't like
But
him versus Gaslam, Clark?
uh,
I feel like Chris Curtis might
give
be
Gaslam a better opponent. Like, might as well fight Derek Brunson. Just throw him up there.
Oh man.
Might as well. I'd be interested in that fight, a little wrestling battle there.
Side question, real quick. What do you guys think is Duplessis' ceiling? Like, who do you think would like? What fight does he have? What Robert Whitaker? I think he loses that, but like, who do you think he could beat? Like under Whitaker?
I gotta pull up the rankings again. Duplessis.
I think he'd be
Let's first establish what is his best win.
I think he could beat the rest of these people. Honestly, he beat Vittori's ass all day.
You think he's beating Cannonier though?
Yeah,
That's a dude. I hate to
have
do
a
this.
tougher time against Costa than those two.
Okay, I can never see him beating Izzy Pereira or Whitaker.
Well,
I could see him
Pereira's
beating next.
Pereira's gone.
Yeah, or even if he was,
He's still in the rankings though. So.
Yeah, Pereira would starch him. Cannonier's a good fight. Yeah, but I think he's literally just going to be one of those guys that's outside of Whitaker or the title contention. Like, he's just not that guy, especially in this division.
I mean, I've been impressed in all of his fights. This man looks almost gassed, and he still finishes everyone. So,
like, there's nothing I've seen that tells me he can beat Whitaker. But like,
yeah, not Whitaker. I'm just saying, like the top five. I think he could beat any of those three right there.
yeah, I think he could eke out a decision against them.
If he doesn't get touched on that chin, but yeah. I was just curious, random question, but I just want to know what you guys thought about that.
I think he's cool. All right, so we on to the main event.
Mackenzie motherfucking Dern, man.
Dude, that was kind of a mauling out there.
It was sad to see.
I'm gonna start where I'm gonna start, which is the hands. Like, her hands impress me greatly. She's come a long way in her striking. Really seemed to believe in her power. I don't know if that was like because she didn't respect Angela Hill's power. I would say Angela Hill not typically a one punch kind of a fighter. She's more of an accumulation, Muay Thai, knees, elbows, and she can finish girls, but like not really by like one shot strikes, unless maybe kicks, but Dern really seemed to have like very little respect for the power coming back her way, and she was very much planting and just cracking Angela Hill. And I mean, that's one way to get the fight to the ground is like by knocking her ass down. Like, I will say also, like, she was close as hell on like 3 different submission attempts, like specific
that armbar, especially.
So Angela Hill's fucking grip strength strong and must be applauded because I feel like a lot of girls would have had their arms ripped off in those situations.
Clark, do you have anything to say about the fight?
Yeah, I finished the fight. I have now watched the whole thing.
Yes, sir.
And I was impressed by Dern. She said in the press conference that she was gonna look more confident on the feet, and it showed out there for sure. I actually thought she'd get the sub on the ground if it hit her, so I was impressed by Angela Hill resisting the sub attempts for sure. Tough as they come. But Dern was just too much, just younger, quicker, had more power. Yeah, that's basically it.
Yeah. So after the fight, I think she actually made a really smart call out. She called out Rose, who hasn't fought in a minute since she lost the belt. First of all, do you guys like that call out, and how do you think that fight would go?
I mean, I like the call out, and again, it just comes down to like what Rose are we gonna get? Like, I just don't know. Like, if Rose at her best, she could win that fight. But like, I feel like Rose at her best can keep that fight from hitting the ground too many times. Or like maybe like without leaving Dern like more than a minute to work, and I think she can like win that fight. But I could also see like Rose coming in there like a deer in headlights and then just like getting submitted. So like quickly type shit. So I mean that's really just what you get with Rose, unfortunately. Until I see her string together like maybe 2, 3 like good wins in a row, I'm gonna just not know what I'm gonna get against like high level any specialist. If you have a bunch of power, or if you have a bunch of volume, or if you have aggressive grappling, like any specialist, I'm just not gonna be sure to. I can be confident enough to pick Rose. You know what I mean?
That's a good point. I like that.
Yeah,
Go ahead,
wait,
Clark.
I would say Dern would have one of the better chances compared to the rest of his top five just because of her wrestling and submission skills. As long as she keeps improving in the striking like I just saw, I think she has a chance in that fight. Especially Rose
Also,
isn't even like fighting. Like, what is she doing?
I actually don't know.
How do you
Also, which was very weird to me, the strawweight title fight that got announced, Weili Zhang versus Lemos. I'm very surprised they didn't give it to Jan.
Oh, they didn't give it to Jan.
No.
Oh, that's kind of fried. I thought the battle for China was on, man. That's fucked up.
But yeah, it's Lemos.
That's
Lemos.
fucked up.
Which is just
Yeah.
very weird.
Thought
Like,
it was
I don't know,
a
it
better
must be
fight.
a timing thing.
I
Whaley not losing regardless.
think it's a better
Be
fight.
real. Whaley not losing
We'll
regardless.
see. Lemos can crack, so
She
Man,
can, but still, I'm taking. I think Jan maybe could beat Whaley, but I don't know about Lemons.
I think Lemos is
I'm taking Whaley against
small.
both of those bitches. I don't even care. They're not. You guys are not bitches if you guys ever see this. Like I'm just. But yeah, like definitely Whaley, my girl, man. Like
I mean, I'll probably take Wei in both
she's
of
an
the
animal. She's an animal.
I'll probably take them both of the bets, but I think Lemos has a much better chance to beat her.
No, that's fair enough.
Just stylistically, I think.
Before we like end this video, I just want to go down and talk about the Chase Hooper fight because I was very much impressed with what I saw from him.
I was as well.
He did not have the most crisp striking, but it was a lot better than I've ever seen it before. And he did seem to believe in it. More importantly, like shit as it was, he believed in it and he stuck with it, and it was winning him. He was doing better in the striking than he was in the grappling, to be honest, and that surprised me. You know what I mean? So like, look at the total strikes. Like, were they crazy powerful for lightweight? No, but like, is he still young, still growing? Yes. And did he put together a lot of volume without like looking like he tired down too much? Yeah. So big ups to Chase Hooper and his development. Like we shit on people when they don't develop, so I gotta give props for their due when people do.
Yeah, working with Wonder Boy. He's gonna get there one day. He'll
One
get
day.
there.
I believe
All
that.
right,
He
but
look good. He look good.
I think we're gonna wrap it up though, boys. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. We're gonna have some new content coming out soon. We got some different video ideas we're cooking up. Make sure to like and subscribe and catch you.
Peace.
Peace.